Hey there, it's Whitney with messengerofspirit.com, and today we're going to be talking about myths of mediumship. Yeah, it's a big one because we have in our minds sometimes what we think is true with mediums. Maybe we've seen it on TV or in the movies, and it's not really something that truly exists. So let's talk about some of the myths for mediumship so that we can get real clear on what things are and be on the same page. So first off, psychics are not the same as mediums, although all mediums can be psychic, right? So I'm going to explain that to you because I just said right, and you might be saying, I don't know. So mediums actually have the ability to connect with loved ones in spirit. However, the definition of mediumship is not just talking to loved ones who've passed. It's actually talking to spirit, and there's three parts to mediumship. So with mediumship, it's the medium. I'll use myself as an example. I am talking to spirit. Spirit can include spirit guides and loved ones in spirit. Could include angels, extraterrestrials, any spirit energy. But when I say any spirit energy, I just want you to know that when we do mediumship, we're only talking with the highest and the best. So that's another story, and that's another video for fear. But it's important to know that when we're talking to spirit, we're referring to spirit guides, loved ones, or other helpful energies. But there's a third part to this. We've got us, spirit, and now the important part of mediumship is we're actually talking to a client or a person, and we're talking to spirit for them. So mediumship is relaying spirit messages to somebody else. I have a lot of people say, well, mediums just talk to loved ones in spirit. It's not just loved ones in spirit. And also, if you're thinking you just want to talk to your loved ones in spirit for yourself, that's actually not mediumship. That would be intuition, where you're talking to spirit. So it's you just talking to spirit for your own benefit. Mediumship is relaying the messages to somebody else. Psychics literally connect to the energy around someone. So they don't talk to spirit. They just connect to the energy that's around you. So mediumship is actively engaging with a spirit on behalf of somebody else. So let's just get it out on the table. That's what the definitions are. All mediums have the ability to be psychic, and they can connect to others. All psychics are not necessarily mediums. They don't necessarily want to talk to spirit people. So that's that. That's the first myth I wanted to make sure that we got clear. Another myth is you have to have a special gift to be a medium. No, you don't. Everyone's a medium. We can all be mediums. However, we're not all just talking to spirit all the time. However, we could if we wanted to. We're all born with different energy sensitivities. That doesn't mean that what we're born with is what we got to work with. We actually can shift and increase those abilities and our sensitivity as we really express desire and our actions. So it's basically where you're putting your energy is where energy flows. That's where energy grows. We need to make sure that we know we're not trapped in this limiting belief that we don't have these abilities, because in fact we do have these abilities. We can grow them. I see sometimes people say, I'm a third generation medium. Okay, that's great, but that doesn't mean that you are better than somebody else whose family is not into this. Sure, there might be some benefits to being a third generation medium because you've been exposed to it since you were a child and you've got all this knowledge, but it doesn't mean that someone else who's never been exposed to mediumship before couldn't give clear, accurate messages, because they could. So I always encourage you, if you are interested in developing mediumship, to take some training. Sometimes people say, if you're a medium, you don't need any training. Yeah, you freaking do. And the reason why is because, could you imagine? I mean, I've been there. If you were just open all the time, you're thinking, I'm seeing all this stuff, I don't know. And then you have all this fear that comes up. So I really encourage you to find a mentor or take a class or a course to help you really understand and hone mediumship. And hey, stay on the list. Join the email list if you're not on there, because I do have a mediumship training coming up. So that's a myth that we all just feel like, hey, you have to have the special gift. No, you don't. You can really work to be a medium. That's okay. When I say work, it might take a little effort getting into something new. And so that's why I say it's not one of those things that you just want to go, yeah, sure, I'll try it. It's a desire that you really can feel in your belly. When I was really looking at mediumship, I thought, I don't know if I want to do that. And I had to really make a decision. Do I really want to help other people and actually do this or not? And when I really tuned into myself, it was, yes, I really want to do this. I want to do this for sure. So another myth of mediums is, if I go to a medium, I'm just going to open myself up to bad stuff. Or a myth could be similar to, if I become a medium, I'll just open myself to all the bad stuff. Oh, stop watching those horror films. No, that's not what happens when you have great protection techniques and you're working with the spirit guides that I teach. They're going to be there for you, and you're not opening yourself up to all the things. So there's actually a structure with mediumship that there's lots of different ways to learn, but the way I teach is through a structure so that you have that support, you have that protection in place. And if you come to a medium, if you go to a medium and you get a reading and then you go home and you start hearing things in the house, all that's going on is you may have developed more sensitivity because you expressed a desire for mediumship. But guess what? That doesn't mean that you came home with new people. That means these spirit people have always been there and you just started being aware. So there's a couple different things that can occur when you go see a medium. Sure, your spirit guides might start looking at your energy and your awareness and your desire to be a medium. And so maybe that your sensitivity starts increasing. Or when you get home, you are aware of what this medium told you. And so now your awareness is heightened. And so when you hear things, you're more aware. And so perhaps before you just kind of sloughed it off, and now you're going, oh, wait a minute. I think that was a message, or I heard somebody, I heard something. And so your clairs are just waking up. So I call them intuitive languages as well. So don't worry, it's not that. I will also say another myth that I unfortunately see is mediumship's bad. It's of the devil. No, it's not. And I know that we all have different belief systems and we have different religions, so I'm not going to go into that. But I just want you to understand that we are spirit. Like, we are spirit in a human body, so we're always part of spirit. And those who've passed into spirit are fully in the astral plane. They don't have a human body anymore. So we're always in spirit all the time. And it's not something outside of us. It's not something that is bad or taboo. It's just a natural thing. We pick up on energy through feelings. We might visualize things. We are literally spirit. And so if we're spirit, why wouldn't we be able to talk to spirit? Because we're always part of that realm anyway. We just may not be fully there. We're just living in two worlds, basically, our human body and our spiritual side. And we visit that side a lot of times through astral travel, which a lot of people just call dreams. And through meditation, we can become more connected. But if you really start developing more sensitivity, just know it's a natural occurrence that happens. There's so many of us who are just born sensitive and we're like, what do I do with this? And it's just a natural ability that we all have and that we can develop. So hopefully I've given you some insight and some truths on the myths of mediums and mediumship. And I would love to see you inside the next workshop. If you want to join the wait list, you can go to messengerofspirit.com/medium. See you there.